Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Taurus. Sun in Libra, Moon in your sign a second time. So Libra is really wanting to tell you something. Libra is holding the equilibrium in her hand and is sitting also like you between two pillars. And so observe and notice, right, when the sun is giving you the light. And so I am actually more working with the moon instead of the sun sign, right? So that's why you get the title Sun in Libra, Moon in Taurus, because for me, I can have a better access to you. I do the reading exactly when the moon is in your sign, and as such, I can really tap into it. Here, Libra Malasana as the yoga position, and with you it's a movement, right? And that movement is important. So this really is talking today because the sun is, of course, the 19th major arcana, is the way you are out there now in quest of an equilibrium. And so understand that. You are now, of course, influenced by the moon. The moon is the 18th major arcana, and as such the path to your feelings and the path also to your subconscious. So just understand that as well. Then, of course, both of you are ruled by Venus. That's your common energy, right? And Venus is love, beauty, and money, and is the Empress in the Tarot. So here is Venus letting you know that it's important to come as the third party into the center. Here we have two pillars, here we have two people, and it's always the same. It's the three, right? It's Venus up in the sky, and already the Mayans were looking at Venus and were creating calendars that were much bigger than just the calendar of the moon or the calendar of the sun. They were experimenting already with the calendars that are much, much bigger. And so understand that Venus is important for you, and we're going to look, of course, at Venus. You are the King of Pentacles. Is your birthday between April 10th and May 9th, then is this your court card? If not, please look in the description below. I have listed them all there. You're the second zodiac sign, as such connected with the second house of resources and worth, and you as the Taurus are the sensuous one. Back to the last reading where Libra Sun gave you already the light. 26 cups. Are you realizing that emotions are linked to the past? And so I'm going to look if there is a reoccurring card coming up so that I can see if there is something wanting to talk to you a second time. And no, we do not have a reoccurring card, right? And as such, we begin the reading. We begin always with the court card, and here we get the Ace of Pentacles, which is new money. Money that is coming to you in a way, like here someone is handing you the money. If I place the card though here, because we're going to the right, the money is behind your back being handed to whom? Right? Because it's almost like someone is putting this coin out there and you are looking to the left. But when you look to the left, remember, then when you become the card, you are looking to the right. And here the hand that is giving the money out to the right is actually coming from the left. So always understand, right, the cycles here that are embedded in these cards. So the 2 and the 1 is the 3. The 3, it's like Venus is telling you, remember, new money is always coming your way. What is the Mother Piece Tarot saying? We get the 6 of Swords, and that's Mercury in Aquarius. And Aquarius is really a big player this time because Pluto is going into Aquarius for 20 years on the 19th of November. So the 3 and the 6, we get a 9. There's a completion. There's something letting you know that the more you study, the more new money can come to you. You will learn. The 1 and the 6 is the 7, the emotional intelligence, that we need to understand that. So see that you then, on top of it, add your own to the duality, right? And here you see that it's important that you're learning that when you combine your major arcana and your court card, you get a 7 as well, the emotional intelligence, the 7th chakra. So I think the message is quite clear. Understand that there's more to learn about money, right? Don't hold on to money. Let the money flow. Then the Venus energy comes here, the star. And the star is Aquarius, right? And so I said right now that Mercury in Aquarius, the 6 of Swords, is literally saying, well, you got to observe now that you make new money. There is then a 7. There's the 17 here in this card. And you got to learn that the 17 and the 3 is a 20. The 20 is Pluto. It's the last judgment in the Taurus. So Pluto is coming into Aquarius, and you're going to feel that because you are connected through Venus with this amazing energy, right? And so you are learning more and more to understand how that functions. What is Aquarius wanting to tell you? Aquarius is bringing you the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands is Venus in Aries. And so Venus here, the Empress in Aries, Aries is the Emperor, we get almost like the 3 and the 4 here, the emotional intelligence again. And the emotional intelligence is always the Chariot. It's kind of like Cancer. It's the healing. Heal yourself, become important, and know that you can put yourself up here on the house. And so this 7 is again here in this 17, right? And so the 7 and the 8, when we calculate the 17 together, we get the 15. The 15 is Capricorn. And of course, Pluto is in Capricorn until the 19th of November and is actually doing a lot to the money. And so observe now how money is being handled. Then, of course, I want to see what is your deck bringing here to the Empress, and the Tower is coming, and the Tower is Mars. And so Mars and Venus, masculine and feminine, right? Here we have the 16 that becomes a 7. The 7 and the 3 is a 10 here, and the 10 plus the 8 is the 18. In your subconscious, you know that the moon right now is trying to tell you something. The moon is that you start listening to your feelings, that you start to understand that here you had a 20. The 20 is the 2. Here you have actually with the 16 and the 3 and 19, that's the 10. And the 10 and here the 2 is the 12, and that's the Hangman. Let go of things because they are falling apart anyway. And that's what actually is happening, right? A lot of things are gonna like really change, particularly with money and the way we see beauty. Now, what is the Tower bringing you? The hyena. And the hyena is a very interesting animal, right? A lot of people are a little bit like, I don't know if I like it. It's a little strange animal, but the hyena is a very social animal. And the hyena is the second animal here in the listing of the fire animals, and it's saying it has humor, wit, and sarcasm, right? And so the hyena personality is a jokester and a crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. So when the hyena appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor, right? To express your truth. And so are you doing that? Are you sometimes being sarcastic, right, to other people? Are you being the one that sometimes make things look like they're not as bad, but it's like bad, right? And so observe, right? So we have the 3 and the 16 is the 19, which is the sun. The sun is bringing you Libra a second time, inner harmony. Find the true harmony within you so you don't need to use sarcasm, right? And so here's the 10 at the end. The 10 and the 2 is the 12, the hanged man, and the 12 and the 8, again, we get the 20. So Pluto is talking here big time, right? Then, of course, I want to see what is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing, and the Mother Peace Tarot is bringing you the High Priestess to the right. And the High Priestess to the right is literally saying, well, then you will really connect to your intuition. Because here we have the 16 and the 2 is the 18. In your subconscious, you know something's gotta go, and you're learning more and more to understand that. And so in the 18 plus the 2 of the High Priestess, the intuition, we get another 20. And the 20 is talking, right? The 20 is talking also here with Venus, and here Aquarius. We have a 20, and that's in a way a 22. And the 22 is Uranus. And Uranus is the evolution, is the new beginning, is the revolution as well. And so I want to see what is the High Priestess telling you. And the deck that I have for the High Priestess brings you the High Priestess. It's the intuition, is the 22, right? And so in this 22, with this 2, you have 2, 2, 2, 3 times the 2. But the 22, that's Uranus again, because Uranus is the Fool, is the 0, but it's also the 22nd major arcana. So you have a 2, 2, 2. 3 times the 2, and 3 times the 2 is very clear, right? You are understanding more and more that duality is governance. Duality is what creates the new 1, which is the 3. And so observe and watch and look, right? So remember, we had the 4 here. So the 17 plus the 4 is the 21 as well, right? So we can calculate that as well in this way. And so the 17 and the 4, the 21, the world, Saturn is observing all of this, right? And then there is a 3 coming up in the 21, and then you have a 3, 3 here. And of course, also here, right, we had here the 16 plus the 2 is the 18, and the 9 is appearing, and the 9 is then the completion. A completion that you understand that the 22, right, 2 times the High Priestess. Notice that your intuition is always telling you what to do, how to do it, and is also always warning you, letting you know that things are going to shift, things are really going to change. Good, now to your station here, the Hierophant comes the star again, Aquarius. And so you have the star 2 times. Once from Venus, like a sign that is saying, well, you got to really observe now what's happening when Pluto is going into Aquarius, and here Aquarius is coming again. So the 17 plus the 5 is the 22. So you have again a 22. Now you have 5 times the 2, right? You had the 2 here with the High Priestess. You had the 2 here as the answer, what the High Priestess is telling you, become a High Priestess. And we had the second animal here in the fire element. And so now you have another 22, and the 22, right, again, Uranus is telling you, well, things are going to really shift because Uranus is ruling Aquarius. And so 5 times the 2 is like, you're going to speak about it, you're going to understand what's coming here. Then I want to see what is actually Aquarius wanting to tell you again, and here the Cancer energy is coming, the 7, the emotional intelligence that we've been talking about, right? That you had here with the 6 of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. You had the 7 here. And so here you see the 7, the emotional intelligence goes really slow. The 7 is here again in this 7. And so the 7 and the 5 is actually then a 12. And the 12, again, the Hanged Man, that's Neptune, is letting you know, let go, right? And see that things are really changing, that you really need to let go. And the 3 appears, the 3 and the 17, again, the 20 is talking, Pluto. So you're really getting messages, right? And you really understand that here the 17 plus the 7 is in the 24. And the 24 is, of course, then the understanding that you are in the 20 and the 4, right? The 20 Pluto, the 4 is the Emperor, and the Emperor is that energy that is letting you know you have to incorporate masculine and feminine, because you are ruled by Venus, and the Emperor is ruled, of course, by Mars, and Mars has come and is letting you know things are going to break apart, things are going to fall apart, and you cannot save it with sarcasm. You cannot, right? So observe and watch and see that here the 17 plus the 5 is actually the 22, right? And we can make a date, the 22nd of July. And we can, of course, also calculate here the 7 and the 5. We get the 12, and the 12 then turns into the 3, and the 17 is the 20. Then I want to see what is Libra letting you know, and Libra is saying the 3 of Pentacles is coming, which is Mars in Capricorn. So Pluto is still in Capricorn. Now you have 4 coins with this 1 coin. And 4 coins is the stability, but 3 coins is the Empress. 3 coins is building something new, right? And so Mars in Capricorn is literally saying, well, observe and watch, because the 17 and the 3 is again the 20 and the 5 is the 25, we get the 7. The emotional intelligence that here Cancer is bringing to you. Then, of course, I want to see what is the Mother Peace Tarot saying, and you get the Hanged Man to the left down. And the Hanged Man to the left down is pointing at Aquarius, and it's kind of like saying, well, you see that this is normally the right way of placing the card, but now the card is actually down to the left, right, pointing at this. So here we have 17 and here we have the 12. Now this turns into an 8 and the 12 turns into the 3, which becomes then, of course, the Empress, Venus. Venus is talking here through the Hanged Man, right? And the 3 and, of course, the 8 is the 11. So you get a portal here. The 11th of March, right? Or the 11th of August with the 3 and the 5. We get an 8 here. And here is an 8, so we can also create an 8-8 portal. An 8-8 portal and the 3 here. But we can also create a 3-3 portal. So you see, right, it's like, it's crazy the way then all of this is talking. But understand that Aquarius brought you here, the 7 brought you here, the Cancer, the emotional intelligence, and in that emotional intelligence you gotta find that you are letting go, really letting go, because the 12 has come up before, and that letting go is really telling you you need to understand how important it is when we really let go of things. And so this is kind of the message. But I want to see what is bringing you the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is bringing you the Lemurian crystal. And the Lemurian crystal is the 30. So you have a 3-3-3 right here. And I'm going to let you know what the Lemurian crystal is wanting to tell you. Because the magic of the crystals is something really important. I just recently bought myself a crystal, so it spoke really strongly to me through a reading, and I was like, I gotta get this stone. And so I really love stones, and I have them here on the table. Here the Lemurian crystal is saying it brings you the vision, it brings you a bigger vision of how you see things, right? And the secrets of infinite possibilities, right? And to see that there are infinite possibilities, and that the vision of the Lemurian crystal is something that is helping you to create and be a co-creator with the universe that is then helping you to live a higher consciousness in this world, right? And so it's a beautiful message, right, what you're getting here through the Hanged Man. It's almost like the Hanged Man is saying, well, see that when actually Pluto is going into Aquarius, things are really going to feel like you are not really hanging upside down anymore, because now it's kind of like facing upward, right? But still you have the tower and people are falling off that tower, and you need to get a bigger vision, because it's almost like you blocking your own vision. You're blocking your own spiritual enlightenment. And so the 8 and the 3 is an 11. But here we have a 3, 3, 3, right? So I leave the 3, 3, 3 and the 17 plus the 5, I create the 22. So we have the 22 and we have the 3, 3, 3. And that's the end of the reading, right? So you understand that you need to create a bigger vision of yourself. And it's kind of like coming through Pluto in Aquarius, because Aquarius came twice to you. And so you need to learn that here we get the understanding that you are learning more and more how to understand that this life is quite complicated but also quite simple, and as such it's a choice, right? And that's what duality does. Duality gives you the absolute light and the absolute dark. So what are you going to do with it, right? And so here the 30 and the 3 is a 33, and then another 3 times the 3, and of course the 22 here, and we had 5 times the 2. 5 times you're going to speak about it, you're going to learn more about it, and you are going to understand that everything has a moment in this beautiful life, and that Mars in Capricorn, which came here, Mars, right, is saying, hey, you're going to see, you're going to be able to create new endeavors, new things. And that's what Venus is all about, right? Venus is the one that creates new things in the 3. And so here the 7 and the 3 creates a 10, and the 3 a 13. Transformation is imminent, transformation is happening all the time, and when we go against it, right, it's almost like we're blocking ourselves because new money is wanting to come in, and if you're not accepting it, it's almost like saying, well, then you gotta fall off your own happiness, right? Because the 4 of Wands, remember, came as well, and the 4 of Wands, again, Venus in Aries, is saying, well, you have to understand that you create your own happiness, but sometimes things gotta go, things gotta like leave, and sometimes it's the sarcasm, right? And the understanding that maybe you're not accepting that you are a spiritual being, that you are a priestess, that you are here in the intuition, and the intuition knows what to choose between black and white. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because that's when you get your full moon, right? And that's a little bigger reading, because I'm going to include also the sun, right? The station of the sun. What is the sun wanting to tell you through Scorpio? And of course, the full moon. What is the full moon wanting to tell you through you? Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.